Hi, my name is Connie Liu, and for the Bow Seat Advocacy competition, I decided to do both an art show and have direct outreach with my community. The reason I decided to do this advocacy competition in the first place is that all around the world we hear about climate change, about plastic pollution, dirtying waters, and all sorts of terrible things on the news, except we don't do anything about it. And I've noticed that my classmates and peers don't really have that much heightened awareness with how they recycle, reduce, or reuse their plastic products. And to remedy this, I decided to give a shot at advocacy. Even though that we live in Pennsylvania, even though we can't really see the ocean from our backyard, that doesn't mean that we simply just can't care. I first met with my local environmental advisory council to propose my project and discuss potential ideas. Eventually, I decided to create a forum to figure out what topics needed to be addressed as a basis of the information for my outreach events. I decided to do individual presentations to the community, but also an art show. For the art show, I had to get approval from the local borough council, and after presenting to them, even inspired a local member to propose change to the council so that they would go from single-use to reusable water bottles. The first outreach event I did was at the Penny Pack film series at the local theater. At this event, I included informational flyers and a live example of ocean acidification. Although this was unrelated to marine debris, it was still relevant to the issues that face our oceans. Later, I advertised that submissions were open for the art show that I was planning throughout my school, and I created a physical and online form for me to gather the contact information of the students who were interested. Although no one really followed through, a few of my friends helped out and made art. I also decided to make the majority of the art myself. Not only was there art highlighting issues on plastic pollution, but I also had nature-themed art for sale to raise money for the eventual implementation of recycling bins in the downtown area. The third component was a photo gallery of various nature scenes, particularly water-related ones, to remind the viewer of why it is important to preserve the earth in the first place. The day of the show arrived, and it was held at the Ambler Borough building. From there, I was able to discuss the work and ideas represented with a variety of people, from seniors to even a local representative. At the event, I also gave out free bookmarks I designed to help people remember the steps they could take for change. I also had an art-themed activity at the art show, where I asked visitors to illustrate what they appreciated about nature or any idea they had about sustainability. The reasoning for this was so visitors could remember specifically why it is important to be environmentally conscious. Overall, the show was a success. With the help of my sponsor, I was able to keep a portion of the exhibit up for the next week or so. In fact, when I came to pick it up, there were people still there admiring the work. Afterwards, I continued to do another outreach event, this time at a farmer's market. At that event, I set up a collage art activity for the kids. The magazines are being repurposed for the creation of art, which exemplifies the idea of reuse. At the same time, I made little pledge sheets, so kids or adults could pledge one way they could make a change. Although the kids were really young to understand the purpose of these pledge sheets, they did have a good time collaging. I was also able to talk to the manager of the farmer's market, and he made a pledge himself. I've learned through this project that no project is ever too risky. It's better to try and change something than not to try at all. I've gotten to talk to members of the community about an issue I would have never been able to before, as well as see different perspectives people had on it. The $200 I raised at the end is currently on hold with the EAC and has not been implemented into recycling bin creation yet. However, I aim to continue this into the next year. I believe that through my project, an environmentally conscious sentiment has been created, or at least initiated, in the Ambler area, which I believe will only continue to pick up speed in the coming years. Now is the time to start thinking about our planet's future. Anybody can make a change, because no matter how small it is, it still matters.